Sagittarius. Hi guys, how are you doing? Thank you so much for popping in to my channel. I haven't been here for a couple months, but I did want to kind of get back into it, and I'm going to do March 2023, but I'm sort of doing a self-care spread just because I was thinking about all the transits that are going on between, well, now and, well, actually March. Somewhere like the 20s, and mostly specific, well, there's like five of them going on, but the only one I'm thinking about mostly is Pluto going into Aquarius. And that's supposed to be pretty huge. I mean, it seems to be dominating a lot of the channels on YouTube if you look into astrology or anything. And there are a lot of others too, but this is the one that I keep thinking of because it hasn't happened for like, what, 200 years? Not since like 1777 or 77.5 or something like that. With, you know, with the revolutions. And so it's moving into Aquarius, and they consider it like a generational planet because when it goes to a sign, it'll stay there, you know, 15 years, 10 years, 20 years, like it's going into Aquarius for 20 years. And that's pretty much, it's a time span that could form a generation. And they said actually it's the planet of death and rebirth. So a lot of new things are supposed to be coming out of this. You know, we're going to be seeing things collapsing that should have been gone a long time ago. And, you know, new things happening. Aquarius, it's the sign of humanitarian people, you know, communities and stuff. So it's kind of interesting, but I thought, because one thing they did say was like, it's a karmic planet. So, and I always think, you know, it's probably what you put out there is what you're going to get back. And during this time, it's 20 years, you know, so if you got some, you know, crazy shit going on where you're not the best type of person, or you're taking advantage of people because you have power and they don't. Now, I'm not saying anybody is, I'm just thinking that's how I'm seeing it. If you used your influence to be able to get away with stuff and be able to do things, it might come back at you because, you know, it's a karmic planet. But I found this self-care spread, and I was trying to figure out how to use it. And it's kind of like, well, what are you hanging on to? What are you not letting go of? And it could be a grudge. It could be, you know, a fight that you had and you never made nice about it. Like, you know, something in that realm. But it's a self-care thing. So, yeah, maybe clear your vibrations, clear your energies before this comes into you. Let's see what we can find out. We find out for Sagittarius during March 2023. All right, starting out with the Six of Swords, the Nine of Swords, the Three of Cups, the Four of Cups, the Fool, the Tower, and the King of Cups. Wow. You guys have a lot of energy going on here. All right, well, I'll take a look at this, see what I can find out. We will clarify with another deck, and at the end I'm going to pull an oracle card. All right, let's start out with the Six of Swords energy. This is the feeling of moving on, getting away from maybe difficult times, choppy waters, they could consider it. It doesn't necessarily have to be a physical move, though. It could be like a emotional move, a mental move. Are you moving yourself away from a bad situation, even if it's not physically? Maybe it's just, it could be your job, could be, you know, a relationship, could be just things around you. You want to, like, push away from it because maybe things are getting a little, you know, staticky, or, you know, just not where you want to be at this time. But it could be a physical move also. Now we have this Nine of Swords. And I feel like this is, all right, so you're very stressed. You're having like a lot of anxiety. Maybe you're having, you know, maybe you're having a hard time sleeping. you're not able to keep your head clear about something, I think what you really need to do is see if you can work through it instead of ignoring it. Like maybe you choose to ignore it and you're like, I'm not gonna, I'll be fine. It's good. No, and I feel like you're kind of like saying, I'll be fine. I've dealt with it before. It's something that's gonna keep going on. I'm just gonna have to get over it. And I feel like for you, right, it would be the best thing to do is see what you can do to get out from under it. Whether it's if you have to have a conversation with somebody, if you need to confront certain issues, whatever it could be. I mean, you know, in whatever situation that you're feeling all this stress about, you may have to hit it head on. Like, don't keep walking away from it, moving away. Or don't keep saying, turning your back on it, saying, okay, it'll be all right, it'll go away when it wants to. It might not. I mean, this might sit with you for a while, and you just want to be able to, just not have to think about it all the time. So now I feel like with this Three of Cups, I mean, this is like a celebration. You're with, can you see these? I don't think you can. You're with people that you want to be with. You enjoy each other's company. And I feel like you aren't looking at something specifically around maybe this group of people. If it's your family members, maybe there's somebody there that is causing you this stress or causing you this static that makes you want to move. It makes you want to get away from it. So I'm wondering if you're like not ignoring that about the situation or the person because you don't want to rock the boat. You don't want to cause an issue with somebody else. Like, I don't know what kind of relationship this is. It could be a friendship. It could be a relationship, like a romantic relationship. It doesn't have to be. It could be a friend. It could be family. Just where you don't want to be the person rocking the boat. So you're just going to keep passing it on and, it'll stop. Eventually it'll stop. It might not. So I feel like you can't ignore the situation anymore. Whatever it might be. That was Four of Cups. I feel like you need to be able to say when you're disappointed in something. You need to be able to speak out. Say, can you see these? Okay. When you're not happy. When, something is being done and it shouldn't be done the way it's being done. And you're like, I feel like you don't want to say anything. You like really don't want to upset somebody, don't want to rock the boat, don't want to cause further argument. Like you think it's going to be cause for your further argument. But it might just open up, the communication and be able to let you express yourself. I mean, I'm not saying come out at somebody and be like, you suck. But just basically, I feel like you need to express when you're not happy about something. You need to express when you're not willing to accept something from another person. I mean, and it doesn't even have to be in your personal. It could be in your work. I mean, it could be anywhere where somebody's, they're acting like they're going to be a certain way and they're not. And you end up sitting there just being very disappointed, very, but then again, feeling like, yeah, I knew it. Like, that's actually what this feels like. Yeah, I knew. Because you've accepted it for so long, they never had to not do it. Now, this Fool energy. Now, on this one, it just seems like, the Fool is always about taking a new path and, trying to start something new. And, there's possibilities and ways that you could begin again. But I feel like with this, stop starting over because somebody else is messing up what is. Like, okay, I mean, and now for some, this is not for everybody, I'm sure. Because if for some people it's going to be like, go do something new, something that you enjoy, something that you want to be a part of. But for whatever reason, in this section, it's just feeling like you don't don't start something over if it actually was working before somebody else got involved. Like, so if everything was working right now, again, home life, family life, work life, if everything was fine, don't go starting something over just because of one person maybe hindering things, or one person causing it to, be off kilter or go sideways. So maybe before you do that, before you decide that you're just going to like throw in the towel and, maybe move a whole situation. Like I said, it might not be a physical move, but in your brain, it might be in your job, it might be something where you're going to take a whole situation and change it because of them. You want to give yourself a chance to see if you can like regroup and get it back to where it was that was working. If it was working. If it wasn't, then obviously then you want to change something. But if that's not the case and you're just like holding on to one person not to cause a ruckus, this tower energy. Now this is like sudden, like something around you is just crashing down, and I feel like it is. But this actually might be, even though, it's feeling like don't change what you know and what you know is working. But then here it's like saying, well, but welcome in what you want to change or what you want to tear down. It doesn't have to be like a big communal tear down thing. This is something I think it has to evolve with you. And I don't know what the situation is, but I feel like there's a relationship, and I don't know what kind of relationship, that you might have to tear it down. You actually might have to just, put a border up and be like, I can't do this because you're screwing this up. So whatever's going on, I feel like you have to be able to, shut it down, basically. Just, I'm done. And kind of like shut yourself off to them in this regard. I mean, they might be involved in something else in your life too, but whatever this is about, in this regard, you're going to end up, maybe, I don't even know what it would do. I just feel like it's going to kind of block your, block you and cause you stress and anxiety in things that you don't really have to have that in if you would just remove that person's involvement. And it could be a group of people, but I don't know. It doesn't feel like a whole group. It just feels like there's somebody somewhere putting a screw in the works. That's kind of just how it feels. Like somebody is almost like, I almost say like messing with you, but I don't think they're messing. I think they are genuine. I don't think that they're doing anything on purpose. I just, maybe that whatever this is they're involved in is just not where you were at in the situation. Where you thought the situation should be. Now this King of Cups, I mean, this tells me that you need to, all right, think about what you're able to bring to the table, basically, for your confidence and your ability to handle difficult situations and being able to work through things. And this could, again, job, personal, home, family. So I feel like, you're the person that people look to when they need to have like, almost like a shoulder to cry on. They need somebody to feel with them, sort of, but without being overly emotional about it, being very diplomatic about it. Being able to, talk to them, be engaged in the conversation. And I feel like that is what you can offer. And this, again, this could be to anybody. But it's just a matter of you want to be able to build whatever it is you were building or having something going on without it being all, wrapped up. Let me get a clarifier for the Four of Cups. Let me get a clarifier for the Four of Cups. Oops. All right, we got Judgment. Four Swords. So I feel like you're going to go, you want to look back at whatever this is and be able to say, okay, yeah, I was able to fix this. I was able to handle this. I was able to, make it an easier, removal of them out of the situation, or make it better. You don't want to go back into this and thinking, okay, this could have worked out a lot differently if I would have done A or B. You know what I mean? Like, so you want to be able to look at it and say, I was able to handle that. And, it's not something that's going to make you feel regretful about it. I think that's like I said, I don't know if that's like a karma thing, but I feel like you don't want the regret hanging on, because, then you're just going to feel crappy for an extended period of time, and there should be no reason for it. All right, what about this Tower? We got the Knight of Cups. Yep, and the Three of Pentacles. I feel like that. Like, you're almost like, you have to kind of be like the Knight of Cups involved in this. And this Three of Pentacles, I feel like, again, it's that person in that group, or however this is. You can figure out a way to do whatever you need to do. If you need to remove them from the situation, ask them not to be involved in the situation, something, but you could do it with like with charm, just, with a kindness, and you can make it so much easier for it to happen, because apparently it has to happen. I feel like it has to happen, because, you're just having a lot of stress around it, and a lot of, things that could go awry and doesn't have to if they weren't involved. Again, like I said, this is not for everybody, but, for somebody who's listening to this, you might know. I mean, if it resonates with you, you know what it is, you know who it is, or who they are. Let's see what the moon says about it. Show the world the real you. Okay. And a new start is coming. So that's a full moon in Aquarius and the new moon. That makes me feel like, yeah, if you go ahead and do what you need to do, being honest, being true to yourself, being exactly who you are, you can make this new start, even if it's not a whole new start, but maybe without the staticky person or people, it'll be like a new start. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope, if it does resonate with you, I hope it helps you out a little bit. And if you can give me a thumbs up, a share, subscribe, write me a comment. I'd love to hear from you. And I will be seeing you most likely in April. But if not, maybe sooner. Who knows? But thank you very much. Take care.